The messenger strode into the room. The draught sent the torches at the door spluttering. He was a tall man, an inch or two shy of 6 feet, broad-shouldered, straight-backed, with beaten blonde hair. He was the image of a Viking warrior and a nobleman. But in the presence of the king, he looked like a child. King Stryker Erikson was a hulking giant, famed for his insatiable appetite for war, women, and wine. But behind his thick brow was a cold, calculating mind, a mind well capable of making a realm prosper, through both trade of goods and spoils of war. He beckoned the messenger to approach the throne and speak. "King, I have returned from your brother's holdings. He continues to refuse to acknowledge your kingship. He says that it's the way of our ancestors. Land should be split between sons, not hoarded by the eldest. His words, my king, not mine." Stryker rose to his feet, his immensity even more evident. His finger flicked to dismiss the messenger, who bowed and slipped from the throne room, leaving the king of Sapphireland alone with his thoughts. His father, Asbjorn the Younger, had once spoken to him of Charlemagne, a Christian who had conquered half of the continent. Upon his death, it split into kingdoms powerful in their own right, but the power Charlemagne wielded hadn't been seen since. He was above a king. If he had consolidated his power and made his title hereditary, maybe his descendants would rule the whole continent by this point, rather than the infighting that had engulfed the Christian kingdoms. He would have to make his brother acknowledge his right to rule over his Serbian lands through overwhelming military might. The kingdom conquered by his uncle Sigbjorn would come back under Sapphireland rule, as it should be. Afterwards, he would do what Charlemagne could not and become a king of kings. Rome was the capital of the emperors of old, the so-called heathen ancient emperors. He would take that title, he thought, Emperor Stryker of Sapphireland. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Raiders of the Adriatic with our third king of Sapphireland, King Stryker Asbjornsson. 51 years old, so pretty old, so I don't know how long we will be ruling for. And as we know in that last episode, our empire had, well, kingdom, we're close to an empire, hopefully we can do that in Stryker's lifetime, has split in two as the kingdom of Serbia is now independent under our brother. Hopefully we can try and vassalize him or subjugate him. I think we should be able to do that. He's not got a lot of manpower, 600, even though some of his vassals have quite decent manpower. Hopefully they're not going to back him and we can take this land pretty easily. At first though, we've got to finish off the wars that were underway with Stryker already before we played as him. Of course, when we was Asbjorn, we swapped over to Stryker and found out that he was involved in 2 wars, as well as then the war that we was doing for this land down in Sicily. So we finished off the war with our cousin Sven so that he could capture the island of Minorca, which is interesting. If we can take the 3 islands, it would give us a perfect raiding stamp and a raiding base to raid in to Iberia, which does look like it's having a bit of trouble at the minute, so looking vulnerable, which is awesome. And then we're also involved in this war, helping out one of our vassals. I think it was the Jarl of Dubrovnik, helping him take this land here, which works out perfect for us because then it gains us all of that Adriatic coastline. So that's going to be perfect once we take this. Then we need to take back Serbia, which gives us that land, and then it's just a case of getting this bit of land off the Byzantine Empire, just so that we can control the mouth of the Adriatic, which would be awesome. If we can get all that done before the end of Stryker's reign, which we should, I'd be very happy with that, and then hopefully we can form that empire title so that everything lands under one thing that's elected for, rather than all these separate kingdoms that are now elected for, because of course we're going to have to get Serbia, so that's a third thing that might break away. The Kingdom of Sardinia might. So yeah, we want to get that empire title made rather than all these petty kingdom titles. So yes, here we are. We're getting this land under siege already with the Dubrovnik army. We've got 605 men here, which have already got that under siege. So we can now march those onto this barony. And then we've got our other 5,000 led by our king marching up to this barony in the mountains, which should be a pretty easy win. It borders this new land that we obviously took in the last episode, which is a duchy owned over by a Bavarian, which is interesting. So let's unpause and crack straight on with that. We're going to get involved in a battle here with 4 men, so this war is pretty much over, isn't it? As soon as something falls or an army or a battle takes place, it's going to win that war. I don't think there's any other issues that we've got at present. We're not endorsed by our priestess. That should be fairly easy to change if we send her a gift. Hopefully that will change that. No, it hasn't. Okay, we will try and sway you then. And hopefully that will work. Oh, started a sway scheme against Beata. You gain 35 stress. Critical because you are shy. We're shy. Okay, now that does surprise me. Wasn't expecting him to be shy. Shy, gluttonous, and stubborn. Interesting. Okay, I missed that completely. But yeah, let's carry on. This war's going to end very, very quickly. Sven, our cousin, is the favourite for the Kingdom of Sapphireland, I believe. So we just need to make sure that he's the favourite for the other election. He's my preferred choice to play as because he's very, very different, as we know. We'll go take a look at him while we're doing this, just in case anyone has forgot what he's like. Yeah, he's got that 20 learning, which is impressive, and he's still only 25. It'd be nice to have a young king next who's going to reign for several decades. All of his children are impressive with the intelligent trait as well. So yeah, he'd make a good one. It'd be good to play as a learning Viking as well. We can really then, as I said before, start to become more civilized like the other realms around us. Maybe we could form our new religion whilst under his rule as well. Support. Concerned for my current war, my friend Talir has paid out of his own treasury to aid me in my efforts. 75 gold gained and a loss of stress. Perfect. No point checking out that battle. There was only 4 men there, so we know what the outcome of that was. Let's station some besiegers here. We've had a child of my dynasty. My daughter-in-law, Igna, has given birth to a son. Since the little one is part of the Erikson dynasty, he should be blessed with a good name. Stryker. Should we just call him Stryker after us? Why not? Yeah, they let them do a bit of sucking up. We've stationed besiegers there. Let's bring our main army down here to the coast, just so we're not getting that penalty so much. And this is going to fall pretty quickly, by the looks of it, which is awesome. The 300 men there. Who's commanding these 300 men? Not that it's going to matter, really, but we'll get someone in there. Hopefully it gains them a bit of prowess or something, who knows. But this is going to be pretty easy to do. And then we can finally check out what the deal is with Serbia and what we're going to have to do. How impressive is our brother, who's the current king of Serbia? Robust. Okay, he's not overly impressive. It'd be good if we could subjugate him, maybe. And there we go, there's the victory in that war, which beautifully ties up that land now. That makes it look so much better. We won't probably go any further north because, as we can see, we've perfectly got that. Well, we could maybe take some of this land, if possible, maybe in the future, just to have this northern bit of Italy, not past the mountains, but just to own everything south of the mountains, giving us that very nice natural borders and defences. Let's disband all of our men. Let things tick along. Oh, and that just makes Sapphireland look so much nicer. Duke Mordovai converted to culture, converted to Italian. Interesting. Your son, Stryker Erikson, is your new player heir. Okay, well, that's interesting. He's not overly impressive, though, is he? What are the elections like, then? So, for the Kingdom of Romagna, we have our cousin in the lead with 41 votes, which is annoying. He's not overly impressive. And then for the Kingdom of Sapphireland, we have in the lead our cousin, the same guy. He's in the lead for both, but because he's not actually of our dynasty, we won't be king. We're gonna have to do something about him then, aren't we? Could we plot to murder him? Would we get away with that? He's got no children. He's not even got land. Let's try. We'll try and see if we can off him. We don't want him as our king, do we? Let's be honest. And I don't know why everyone else does. Everyone seems to vote for the strangest of candidates. Right, let's have a look what we can do to our... Can we... I doubt we'll be able to offer him vassalization, will we? Because, no, because we're both kingdoms currently. How far away are we from founding an empire? A person of interest died to you, Sigrid Eriksson, our aunt. Oh, wow, she was still around. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Found a new empire. We've got the prestige, we've got the gold, we've got the piety, so we've got everything we need. We just need 11 more counties in our realm. That's easy. So if we subjugate Serbia, that's it. We can then we should then be able to found that empire, which is perfect. Let's just sort out our plot that we've obviously got. Let's see if we can convince some of these people. Let's bribe them. We've got plenty of gold. Hopefully a lot of them won't be too expensive. 70 gold, we can afford a couple of 70 golds to bribe these people into our scheme to kill our cousin, our unlanded cousin, who's not very impressive at all. We don't want him as our next king. There we go, perfect. And we'll also, while we're at it, before I forget, oh, you're already doing it. You're already supporting our schemes, perfect. So everything's in order. Oh no, you should be converting faith somewhere. Let's go for... yeah, this new land down here. Why not? Because I think that's actually Muslim religion still down there. So we'll change that. Right, now let's sort out our brother then. So we can declare war on you. We should be able to subjugate you. Which is only going to cost us 375 prestige. That sounds perfect to me. Yeah, perfect. Then again, surely it'll be our claim. Yeah, we could go for our claim on the entire county, actually. And that would only cost us 75 prestige. We'll do that instead. It's cheaper. Rather than letting him keep all that land. Because that is a lot of land for one vassal to have. So, yeah, let's declare war for our claim. He shouldn't have a lot of manpower. 766, and that's at full. We've obviously got several thousand. We've still got the Bulgarian land as well. That's still controlled by us. Let's make a new rally point right here on the border. And we will raise all of our men here. Has he kept the dukes of this land before in place? Well, the Jarls. Yeah, Jarl Harlston still in charge. Who's in charge of Rashka? Still Rasputin, yes. And Makva, Duke Vlad. Yeah, so everyone's still got their land there. I'm guessing he's still landed in his... yeah, North African lands, which are dwindling, but I'm not too bothered about that. It's maybe a future expansion out into North Africa, but it wasn't something I planned on doing as early as it has been done, and loads of agents have joined our schemes, which is perfect. Right, so let's let our men gather a little bit more. Are we leading one army? Yes, we are. Who can we get in charge of this other army? Do we have any siege leaders yet? Duke Guy. Do you know what? Why not? He looks like a decent commander. Let's make use of him. Let's put things behind us. Right, let's march onto this barony. And can you guys march onto Ornberg? It's probably going to be a bit of a drawn-out war, unfortunately, unless we can capture our brother. We can call Asbjorn into this war, but we won't bother doing that. We can create the duchy. Oh, perfect. We can create a new duchy. Yes. That's that new land that we've got. Yes, we will create it. Perfect. We hold too many duchies, I know. Let's have a look. Who is in this land? Did he claim it all for himself? We've got a Prince Bishop here. Our Chancellor, Jarl Ofeg. Yeah, he's the one who's took this land. And then another Bishop. We don't really want to give it to a Bishop, do we? So, we'll probably grant that land to somebody new. We do have our son, who I don't think has any land at all. So let's... can we grant him the title? No, I didn't think we would be able to. Let's have a look in our court. Do we have anyone of interest in our court yet to be landed? I don't think we really have, to be honest. I'm not sure who we could give that land to. Wow, she's impressive. I think that's our daughter-in-law, actually, isn't it? But yeah, we don't really have anyone that interesting. We do have a... wow, he's impressive, that grandson. But yeah, we don't have anybody at all. Several prisoners that we need to sort out at some point. We'll have to have a look into that. What about our siblings? Do we have any siblings left? Only the king, who we definitely don't want to give any more titles to. Maybe our cousins, if we go up to our father Asbjorn, and then look at Sigbjorn. Are any of his sons still alive, other than Ugbjorn and Sven? Both landed, so they don't need landing. What about one of our other brothers, Jarl Aslak? His son is in charge of Venice. We have Chieftain Ivar, who's only a chieftain still. He does have a son, who's a very good steward. Yeah, let's give him the land. Why not? Grant title. Oh, we won't actually be able to give him the duchy. We're going to have to give his father the duchy, aren't we? Chieftain Ivar. Grant title. The Jarldom up here. Hopefully then he'll move. Grant those lands away to somebody else. Perfect. Yes, Chieftain Ivar. And he's a very good steward as well in himself, so we can make good use of him. It's another Eriksson. Well, he's not an Eriksson, is he? But, well, no, he is an Eriksson. What am I talking about? Yes, grant title's perfect. He's now the Jarl of that land, and hopefully they'll sort out their borders and such themselves. We can take a concubine. A 16-year-old prisoner with the robust trait. Nice. She's not married to anybody. Awesome. Yes, yes, definitely. We will definitely take her as a concubine. A very impressive concubine, in fact. Perfect. We've not took a concubine in any of our kings for a while, have we, to be honest? So let's get back to our normal view. This could probably be a bit of a irritating war, but we will be able to split these armies in half. Let's move 1,200 on to... what other baronies do we have? We have this tribe here. Oh, we'll get an attrition penalty, though. Do you know what? Let's move you out to the ocean. We'll send you out to the North African province to take the capital. That could work in our favour. We'll split this army in half, and we will move the army under... Who are you? Count Guthred of Odinriff. We will move you onto this tribe here, which is on the border, so we should be fine. Astrid, our woman, is pregnant. Perfect. A scheme has been discovered. The existence of my plot to murder Ingolf has been discovered. While my involvement is not yet known, this will make it a lot more difficult to bring my plans to fruition. Curses. Hopefully we can get things a little bit more underway there. We're about to take this under siege. We're about to get into battle with an enemy, a hostile army, but they shouldn't be able to do too much damage to us. Someone is leading all of these armies, aren't they? Yes, apart from our naval army, who we will put under the control of... Do you know what? Well, yeah, we'll leave it with who is in control of it already. So it's a forest fighter. Interesting. Won that siege. Let's sail this army then down to the capital. We'll go back to those in a second once they arrive. But let's move this army on. Let's move you into the lands of Vrashka and get that under siege. Outliving a child. Oh, Odin, how could you allow my daughter Rikissa to pass on? I pray that she finds both peace and strength to forgive me in the afterlife. She's huge. Ah, she's a giant. I say she looks like a giant. She did not deserve this. We gain a bit of stress. We've got several children who are giants then by the looks of it. Your mother, Asta, has died as well. We gain 20 stress. Oh my god, everyone's dying. It's not good. I don't think any of them were pinned characters, so we don't have to mess around with that at least. Faction targeting us has disbanded, which is perfect. We've already created this duchy. What's going on? Why has it been destroyed? We can transfer Chieftain Ivar, get a truce. Transfer him over to Jarl Bjorg of Spiletto. Oh, okay. So why is that Jarldom now been destroyed? Are we going to have to take some of these lands away from the people who own them, maybe? Let's have a look. Maybe we might have to take land off Prince Bishop. We don't really want a bishop underneath us anyway. Main Cantonary is not our direct vassal. Okay, that's annoying. It's probably because this guy owns the land. We could always give him the duchy and he could transfer it over. Let's create it again, because it could be a cheating way to get more prestige. We've got plenty of gold. And let's grant to... Unless we just give it to the guy who actually owns it. We could always give it to him. Or we could give it to one of the bishops. Maybe to get them on side a little bit more. Prince Bishop. Then again, it's not the best idea, is it? We are going to have too many duchies now, though. We'll just give it to the guy. We'll give it to Jarl Otheg of Zaglumia, and hopefully he'll grant it out to somebody. Well, I can always make him do that, so we'll do that. We don't want one particular Jarl having too much power if we can help it, so let's grant that title to him. And especially with how far away his two lands are, he could always grant it to one of his sons. That would work. Or one of his brothers or something. So it'd be another branch of House Links instead of one man owning so much land. Like what happened with Gunnar. And yeah, we've crushed that army. We're getting that siege underway. Great victory. Didn't lose any men, which is good. We are going to be fighting against the likes of Rasputin and Hofston, though, which is not good. And our army has arrived in the capital. Perfect. Let's dock then into this tribe and get that under siege. And then we'll march on to the capital afterwards. It shouldn't be too much trouble. Ormberg is now under siege as well, which is perfect. I don't like sieging my own lands. Let's march on to the tribe of Rivnica. And... why? Oh, it's not you marching. I thought that was that army marching. Then I was like, why are you marching? You should not be marching anyway. I could station besiegers to spread out in this land a little bit more, I suppose. But do you know what? We could probably do that here. There's no one opposing us. Let's station besiegers. Split between these two baronies that we can do here. These two tribes. And we could probably get away with doing it up here as well, to be honest. So let's station besiegers and march the rest onto the barony of Makva. Is our brother, the king of Serbia, at war with other people? No, just us. So they must be raiders that are just hanging about in his lands, which is fine. Dismiss. Is this his army here? The Kingdom of Bulgaria. The Jarldom of Bulgaria. So, Is this Jarldom trying to expand its lands yet again? It would appear so. But Bulgaria is actually winning that massively. So he was trying to expand his lands. He's failed, but I like the effort. Who is the Byzantine Empire now at war with? Defending against someone who's nothing to do with us, and defending against Jarl Harlston of Dulkjar in the... Haven't we already had this? It's restarted. They must have had a white peace and then they've restarted. I don't know why, because he was at like 61% for ages, and then it just ended. We've got a random bit of Aquitaine land here. King Carloman of Aquitaine. We're going to have to take that back then, aren't we? That must be because the Queen of Aquitaine did originally own that land. And we've managed to take some prisoners, which is awesome. But yeah, we'll take that back from Aquitaine. It shouldn't be too hard. Your uncle, Chieftain Loki Asbjornsson of Terramore, is your new player heir. Okay. Chieftain Loki, what are you now winning the election for? Which kingdom is it? The kingdom of Rome is Chieftain Loki, our uncle and player heir. Okay, he won't be too bad. He's decent in diplomacy. I wouldn't mind too much. It's a bit annoying because of how old he is. We still will vote for Sven ourselves. He's not too far behind. And for the kingdom of Sapphireland is our cousin, that guy that we need to get rid of him. We need to off him somehow. And we need to get that empire tier made, really. Which we do have enough money for. We do have a prisoner that we can ransom there. 25 gold. One of Rasputin's. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take that. Some more lands have fallen to us. So let's march on to this barony next. Your councillor, Freya, has died of old age. He wasn't anyone of massive importance. I think he was on one of the minor titles, so we'll look into that. And we've had a daughter born. Awesome. So we need a new court champion. Let's have a look what we've got. Have we got anyone decent martial-wise? Not really. Not really at all. There's this guy who's the forest fighter. We could just recruit him to our court just because it won't cost as much. Yeah. And we've been overwhelmed with stress, which is not good. And praise Freya. Astrid has given birth to a perfect little daughter. Let's have a look. She's a giant. Awesome. Let's look for a better name. Let's look for a good Norse name. Is there a name that we haven't used yet? Alfred. I don't think we've used that. Let's use that. Perfect. The giant daughter. Mental break. Coming home to roost. As I walk the corridors of my palace frustrated, many of my courtiers seem to be droning on and on about some problems they have in Stromtrelleborg. Honestly, this does not even sound particularly problematic. If they tried harder, they wouldn't even notice the failing. Something about the discussion sounds familiar, though. Was that law not my idea? Is this my fault? I swear to Odin, I'll punch someone. We get irritable. We become drunkard. We'll punch someone. Get the trait irritable, which isn't too bad for a martial character. We've won another siege. Let's reassess what we're doing then. Do you know what? Let's march on to those 220 men, and we should probably back that up a little bit. That's a little bit too few manpower to have in one area. And what's court champion? I thought we'd just sorted that assign. We didn't actually assign you to it. There we go. Perfect. How is our siege going down in North Africa? Almost won. Almost won. Perfect. And so are these two as well. Oh, this is a strong fortress here, which could be a bit of a pain. Increased military presence. Perfect. Hopefully we can offer to help Halston in this war. A meal to die for. My agents have prepared for weeks. The cook has been bribed. Oh, so it's the same scheme as before. We're going to try and poison our nephew. Bon appetit. We gain 10 stress because we are gluttonous. There's an 80% chance the scheme is discovered. Only a 5% chance it's... Now we'll have to wait a little bit longer then. That's too risky. There's no chance that that's going to go down. And we have managed to capture some valuable hostages who I may just release because that is one of our vassals. And again, we could do with the money, and I know that he's got the money, so let's take advantage of that. Sorry, Houston, sorry. I do apologise, but we're going to need the gold for this Empire title. What's this war that we're involved in now? Conquest of... Okay, whoa, what's this land that we've just... How have we just taken this land up here? Where's this just come from? Duke Praska. No idea who you even are. And you've just inherited... We've just somehow got this land up here. I've got no idea how we've just inherited this bit of land here. I don't particularly want it either. We'll let that war just do its own thing for now then. more interested in our own wars that we've got going on. Let's merge these armies together. Has the siege collapsed here yet? Surely it's about to fall. Not just yet. Oh, it's a strong fortress, that's why. Not long left in it, though. There's only 57 days, so that's not going to be too much of a problem. Child of my dynasty. My daughter-in-law, Igna, has given birth to a daughter. Let's have a look. Oh, nice. Very nice traits. Name after... Let's go for a name after an ancestor. Asta. Let's name after our late mother, shall we? Why not? It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? Let's ransom these other two prisoners as well for what we can get. Our glory is widely known. Perfect. Gained a level of fame, and we've also got a martial lifestyle perk to... Oh, we've already got strategist. Perfect. Well, let's go for the gallant then. Try and fill out that tree. I really want someone who's not martial based for our next character. It'd be awesome to have stewardship or learning. That would be interesting. Is this going to fall yet? How long do we have here? 1 day left. Perfect. 7 gold from that. Let's march on to the capital then through the mountains. That should win us the war then. We'll march you there. There's no point to keep an eye on that. I don't think we're going to have to worry about that too much. How's things going here? Yeah, we've got several that are about to collapse, which is perfect. I've not even seen any of our brothers' armies yet, which is strange. It's not what I was expecting. Siege 1, 15%. Perfect. Is there any other tribes even around here that we can march on to? There's one here, so we'll just march over to that one. Is this the Serbian army there? A meal to die for. Same again. Bon appetit. 5% no. We need more time. Is there anyone else that we can invite to the scheme? Refuses, refute. No, they all refuse. That's a shame. We'll just have to keep trying. Is this the Serbian army? No. Army of Satif, an enemy army. What war are they involved in? Ah, okay. So he does have an ally. Not one that we've got to worry about that much. I'm really annoyed about this bit of huge... Wow, he's just inherited even more land. What is this? What is another Jarldom of Transylvania that we've just inherited somehow? I have no idea how we've even inherited this land. Have you swore fealty to somebody? I don't know. I don't even know where this land's just come from that we've got. I didn't want to go that far north, but... Okay, no idea. No idea how we've inherited that land and who's took it. I need to look into that and discover where it's actually come from. Right, let's march this army onto that tribe as well. Keep those together just in case that army decides to attack. How is the siege going up here? Oh, that's now split away to its own chieftain. Chieftain of Makva. So we're going to have to try and take that land back, aren't we, then, after this war's out of the way. That's very annoying. Must have split away completely. Let's march you down here. We're at 92%. I don't think we've got the trait to do that, have we? No, we haven't. Just thought we actually might be able to make the Empire now because we've just inherited all of that random land. But I'm going to wait until this war's out of the way anyway, just so we can concentrate fully on this. How long until this very strong fortress collapses? Oh, 19 days. Perfect. Let's just speed things up then just to get that out of the way and hopefully end this war. I'm annoyed that we have now lost that duchy that's part of our land. The time has come. My agents are in place. One of them will pay the assassin at the very night the deed will happen. Another will ensure the wall is unguarded. A third will leave a subtle trail of candles to his bedchamber. Everything is in place. 5% chance. It's not redder. Oh, it's so annoying that we're not getting much luck with this. The memories remain. Old Talir, if you were still with me, I know you would tell me to be strong. The things will get better, and you would be right, as you always were. But first I must curse and cry. How could I not when you are gone from this world? Okay, so our old friend Talir has died. Oh, he's intelligent as well. Why do all the intelligent characters die so young? So annoying. This should give us victory. No, still at 92%. That's annoying. There's not really any... There's a little tribe down here. We'll have to march to that one, I suppose, and see if that'll... Oh, no. Let's march onto this enemy army instead and crush those, and hopefully that will win us the war. I just don't understand this huge bit of land that we've inherited. They must have swore fealty to someone or something. I don't know. I honestly don't know how we've gained that. Please let me know, guys. If any of you can understand how we've just randomly gained that new land, please let me know, because I've not got a clue. I'm going to have a proper look into it after this war, into what we've got up there, who our dukes are, what to do with them, as I've got no idea what I think I should do with them at the moment. And our forces have taken our brother captive, which is perfect, so we can now end this war, enforce demands. To my liege, may you live in harmony and contentment. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. You have gained the patronage of the Yoms Vikings once more. Perfect, because we did lose that. Right, we can ransom Mayor Marcus for 30 gold, so we'll do that. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, so we have lost the land of Makva, which is very annoying. We can't declare war. We need to... There must be an army somewhere in our lands, because we can't disband our men at present, which is annoying. We'll have to look into that. But we need to take that land of Makva back. And we could always take this kingdom here just to tie in with this new land that we've randomly got. Right, we're going to have to take care of this war up here, annoyingly. A war that we didn't want. Or we're losing the war, so we can't even... They're not going to accept white peace, are they? We have got some men here. Let's sail them back home. And these men here, we may as well now march. Yeah, we may as well march them up here and take care of that army. This war that we didn't want to start, that has now started. Right, so we can form a new empire, but we can't do it until while we're commanding men. So we need to get this war out of the way. Let's just get our armies into position. We've managed to get somebody else to join our schemes. Hopefully that will give us a bit more power in it. It's only for a tiny bit of land that I don't really care about anyway. Should I just surrender just to get this war out of the way with? Because I can't be... I'm just going to... what will happen if we... Yeah, I'm just going to surrender. I'm not too bothered about that bit of land because I don't even want this land anyway. So let's disband all of our men now. And now we should be able to form an empire. Found a new empire. Yes, perfect. 1,200 gold, 2,000 prestige, 600 piety. I'm surprised you have to spend prestige. I thought you'd gain prestige from doing that. And perfect. I have done what no one else could. I have united the lands of Saphirland with those of Venice and Sardinia. All my vassals and Godar have finally gathered before my throne. I have earned this moment in their eyes, and more importantly in the eyes of the gods. It is only right that I place the crown upon my own head, as my servants, both temporal and spiritual, bow to me. Saphirland reigns supreme. Now, because we're an empire, we might be able to get people to actually submit to us. We can offer them vassalage. Like, could we offer you vassalage? We could, but you wouldn't accept. But we may be able to get other people to... Like the Queen of Italy, for instance, who is... I don't think I want her to do it, but no, she wouldn't accept anyway. But that would be interesting that we can now do that. It is an option. And East Francia has broken again into 2 kingdoms. Bavaria is now free once more. We beat Sweden to being an empire, which is interesting. But it's cool that we're now quite powerful. It's going to be interesting to see what we can do. I'm still really confused about this land that we inherited. No idea. No idea at all. Oh, yeah, these kingdoms will now be... Then again, I might just change them. I could always just destroy the kingdoms now instead. Do we want the king? Then again, we do want the kingdoms underneath us, but I could probably change the laws on these now, so that they're succession instead just normal succession. Let's have a look. Let's have a look in our laws what we can do. Because now I'd rather those kingdoms just remain to the same people. So I could destroy the title. What would happen if we destroyed it? It'd cost us 800 prestige. Succession for Kingdom of Romagna will no longer have its own title succession, but instead be inherited along your realm's succession law. Costs us a lot, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to remove it for that title. So it will now go to our sons, which is perfect. And that solves us a lot of problems. And then the Kingdom of Saphirland, we will change. We're going to need a new name for our empire now, really, aren't we? Because this is just Saphirland. Saphirland is the Croatian land. We need a name for our empire, so please feel free to come up with something, guys. And we will remove the law for that as well. We've got plenty of prestige, so why not spend it? Perfect. Perfect. And our son is going to inherit, which is shit. We could change our main empire to elective, because our son is terrible. What's his son like? Pretty terrible as well. So I'm not sure what we do with that yet. But at least now we can make kingdom titles. And usurp kingdom titles, which is pretty cool. We do need to take this land back, because this does belong to us. So let's declare war. Can we subjugate him? It would cost us, wow, a lot of prestige. I don't want to have the duchy there. We could invade the kingdom. It would cost us 1,000 prestige. Wow. We're going to have to go for the subjugate then. We'll just subjugate him, which means he's going to get to keep his land, which is fine, to be honest. Let's raise... Let's move our rally point onto the border. And we'll raise all here. Reconquer our lost land. But we will be doing that in the next episode, guys. We will end this one here. We are finally an emperor. Emperor Stryker Erikson of Sapphireland. Well, we want to change Sapphireland to something else. But thank you all so much for watching as always, guys. I really hope that you have enjoyed. If so, please don't forget to like and comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you as a subscriber, and I'd love you to join the Discord server as well. Thank you once more, and I'll see you all very soon for the next episode.